Hello, fabulous superstar Pisces. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of April 2025. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. A limited number of consultations are now available with me or my friends, including Andy of Wise Ass Astrology, over on my website. Secure yours now at nadiyashah.com. Links below. There is an important phenomenon taking place for you now, and that is planets moving out and then back into your sign as part of ultimately leaving again. We have this in big ways happening this year, and we have that with Neptune late last month leaving your sign. As we move further into the spring, we're going to have it with Saturn leaving your sign. But in the immediacy, it's been about Mercury and Venus. Both, as we start this month, are retrograde, and both are in your sign as we begin this month. And in some ways, this is about helping you to make sense of, to find a depth of understanding as to these bigger transits that are on the horizon for you. These huge monumental shifts, rare shifts that are in the works now, that are coming up as Neptune and Saturn both leave your sign, come back in before the year is out to wrap up some loose ends, and then leave your sign for good next year. Mercury and Venus are helping you to make sense of it more and to ensure that you are saying goodbye to these planets with love, making the most of this moment, but also understanding what could be next for you. Well, here we are. Again, as we start this month, both Mercury and Venus are retrograde, and they're retrograde in your sign. And this is about self, who you are, who you know yourself to be, what matters to you most and first. Identity is what we're looking at here. And these are energies that end up being held very close to you. On the 7th of the month, Mercury will go direct. There's going to be a light bulb moment, if you will, a burst of clarity, of insight into self, into some truth about you. But it is what's happening on the 12th that is incredibly significant. On the one hand, we have Venus going direct. And so that in and of itself will bring with it a shift of energy, a sense of forwardness. And I want you to consider that throughout this month, Venus slows down, stands still, slowly goes direct, while close in the sky to Saturn. And it is part of you aligning with a karmic path of greater blessings than you knew before. It is about a doorway opening from which new people, places, things, situations enter, which represent karmic blessings, but it's about also new versions of you coming forward now that represent where it is that you're heading in a higher sense. It is about fulfilling promises you made to yourself before you incarnated, about whom it is you desired to be in this lifetime. And it's nothing less than that that is awakening for you in key ways now. But for all that, what we have happening just minutes before Venus officially goes direct is a full moon. And that full moon takes place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with truth, transformation, regeneration, digging deep within yourself. And it has to do with the wealth, spiritual, emotional, and financial as well. There's a lot stirring within you as we move towards that Venus station and full moon energy. Mars is in fellow water sign Cancer as we start this month, and is going to be speaking with that full moon in a conversation of tension. So there's a frustration here, and it might be rooted in whatever you think is going to make you happy, whatever you think is going to bring you joy, and having to look at what's really going on. What's the truth of a given situation? That can relate to just about any person, place, thing, but ultimately it comes down to you, what's happening within you. And it might in some way have to do with access to resources, you trying to access funding so that you can do more of what you want to do. Might be part of what you're trying to make work at this time. But here's the thing, Jupiter is speaking in supreme harmony with this full moon. I love that energy. Jupiter is your ancient ruling planet. Jupiter is at the foundation of your chart, having to do with home and the past and where you live. And what this suggests is, like, on the one hand, if you work from home or with homes or trying to cultivate wealth, it is what's happening at home that can help you to do that. But outside of that, it's almost like whatever change you're hoping for, there are these blessings at the roots of your life that can be part of, that can facilitate those meaningful changes you're looking towards now. Now, ultimately, there's a perspective, an eye towards the direction in which you're going, the direction that you desire to go. And it involves understanding a deeper truth within to ensure that the direction you do go, it's authentic, it's real, it's worthy of you. When you are asking yourself more meaningful questions to ensure that whatever choices you're making now, whatever you are coming to understand about yourself, about power even, and you're doing it in a way where you're also able to be honest about where you've been in the past in your life, well, you're able to bring forward the very best of the past, but also understand what needs to change today so that you don't relive some of the mistakes of the past that you did before. Now, for some Pisceans, though, in a very literal way, this full moon might have to do with trying to access money, like a loan or higher credit card limit or benefits you qualify for. So it is about the access of resources here. Again, with that square of Cancer, you're going to have to be honest with yourself about why you are pursuing accessing funding and what that's really about for you. However, the blessings are there with Jupiter, and so you can make it come together for you. Now, as we navigate forward, it is the new moon on the 27th and the days leading up to it that are very notable now. 2 days before the new moon, on the 25th, we are going to have Saturn, Venus, and the North Node tightly together with precision. And so even though that energy is operational all month, it's this very exact important moment here that speaks to, for you in particular, because it's in your sign, it is in alignment with a higher, more loving vision for your life. It's a new, more mature understanding of self emerging. It's new chapters. Now, it might just be a seed moment, but significant nonetheless. And whatever happens now, its time has come. It is about welcoming in greater blessings as part of reaching an important turning point in your life now. The day after this triple conjunction, so the day before the new moon, we're going to have the third and final opposition of Mars and Pluto. Now, these two planets have been dancing in opposition as part of the larger Mars retrograde season. We've been in the larger Mars retrograde season in one way or another, going all the way back to October of 2024. And it is going to be at the very beginning of May that Mars will leave shadow and will be done with the larger season, which is very exciting. But right now, Mars is direct. It's wrapping up loose ends as it retraces the steps it took while retrograde. And so it is Mars that is moving through a part of the sky for you that has to do with your daily life, your work life, how well you do your work, the type of work you do, the people who surround you there. And it has to do with your clients, customers, coworkers. Outside of that, it might have to do with how well you're taking care of you in terms of your health-related habits. Pluto opposite Mars can be stressful. There's no other way to put it. And we feel that stress building the closer we get to that opposition. Now, under normal or other circumstances, once the energy perfects, it very quickly dissipates. However, there's a bit of a difference now. And that is because of the new moon on the 27th. Now, that new moon is going to set up a larger configuration of tension called a T-square with Mars and Pluto. So in some ways, it's kind of dragging out that energy again. I'm so sorry to say. But here's the thing. For some, given the new moon is happening in a communicative part of the sky, Communication with those clients, customers, coworkers might go in all kinds of directions, might come off as aggressive. It might be that one of these people in particular approaches you. You have to respond very quickly. It could be submitting a proposal, or you're trying to secure a particular client. But it could also be that passions are just running really high at this time. Now, outside of that, this might be more oriented around what you are feeling that you need to do to take better care of yourself on a health-related level. Well, what I can say is there might be important conversations being had at this time and important insights gained. None of this energy is surprise energy, okay? And so we've had this opposition before. In particular, I'm thinking about a week into January earlier this year. We had this opposition happen in the same parts of the sky. And so whatever's happening now might in some way hearken to what was taking place back then. If it wasn't related to health back then it is very, very unlikely to be that now. But even if that should pop up, what this is saying is attention. Just pay attention, gather information, be more diligent with your self-care, and you can start to feel stronger very quickly, because that's ultimately what Mars wants, to align you with greater strength. And in this case, especially on a physical level. Now, also being rooted in how it is what you do well makes you feel strong might be part of this energy as well. But for all that, that new moon could bring with it information that's unexpected, a letter, an email that you have to respond to very quickly that might be related to your work in some way. Regardless, though, you're able to meet the moment. It represents a new beginning of some kind that feels exciting and has you taking the reins on the changes you wish to experience. And your own efforts can improve your circumstances at this time. Now, where it comes to matters of love, I have to say for the Pisceans out there, love is a big deal. It's very blessed now with Venus in your sign, close in the sky to Saturn and the North Node. If ever there was energy that said there's a strong possibility of meeting someone with real long-term potential or moving in a direction of greater commitment, this really would be it. What I will say is this is honest. And it is a turning point, and it is all or nothing energy. You want what's real. If you have it, it'll solidify. If you don't, it'll go. And it really is okay, because it's making room for something of substance to enter. For those of you open to meeting someone new, remarkable energies at play all month to connect with someone new in a meaningful way. So stay open to possibility, especially once it is that Venus goes direct. What you think it is and what it actually is might end up being very different. And so pace yourself at this time, but there's genuine excitement playing out now that I think is going to bring some new people into your life. For those of you just starting to date someone, again, I'm seeing all or nothing energy. You will gain powerful insights into the truth of what's going on here, how you feel about them, what direction this is going in or not. And as you gain those insights, it opens up a pathway for you. And either that pathway is going to be with this person towards commitment or another way. And for those of you in an established bond, the overwhelming majority are going to find this a time of clarity, commitment, solidifying the bond the two of you share, and feeling it to be that much more meaningful, that much more well-rooted. There will be a small percent out there, if you felt for a while you might not be in the right relationship for you. This is going to show you the truth of where you are in love and why, and what you can do about it next to move yourself in the direction you desire to go, which is ultimately a direction of truth and stability. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a valuable and meaningful astrological moment. I'm going to say I love the energy of, well, that triple conjunction is so powerful, of Venus, Saturn, and the North Node. And Mercury is in the mix as well, okay? So we've got huge energies at play that ultimately are about that doorway of the North Node opening, from which new people, places, things, situations enter, which represent karmic blessings. And in your case, it's about a new you being brought forward as you're pulled towards a pathway of a greater embodiment of greater love and greater wisdom as well. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership rate over at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, where you get expanded exclusive video scopes each and every week. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.